Why in the world would recruiters fail when it's a candidate-heavy market? Happens all the time. So check out this video to find out what not to do. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Mooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you haven't yet seen this channel before, it's all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter. So let's get to it. Now, if you guys have been following throughout every Thursday at noon, thank you very much. But also if you've been following in the journey when COVID-19 has been going on, you know that I was at my parents' house in Tahoe and now I am back. We're gonna open soon. I'm in the techie's office. I'm super jazzed, really excited. Even though we were successful at home, it's pretty cool to be in the office. So hope everything is going well at home. And I wanted to address an issue that not only am I getting questions about, but it's happening in my own office. So actually kind of gives me the chills because it gets me really excited to help and pay it forward during this moment. It is a candidate-heavy market, and if you haven't been a recruiter for as long as I have, 12 years, coming on 13, you haven't probably seen a candidate-heavy market. I had a candidate-heavy market when I first started, and I didn't realize how good I had it. And I always talked about, I wish I could go back in time and know what I know now and enjoy a candidate-heavy market. Now, it does have challenges, and I'm sure you're thinking like, I'm pulling my hair out, I can't handle it, it's so different than what I'm used to. I'm used to, having a great candidate relationship. I'm used to clients just falling all over me and loving me. How do I handle this? So I want to talk about why recruiters fail in candidate-heavy markets so you understand what not to do and how you can succeed. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of money to be made. You just have to change up a few things, things that you're used to doing. So let's talk about why recruiters fail. So first things first, recruiters don't move fast enough. Before, when it was all about nurturing relationships with candidates, they could move a little bit slower. You always have to have a sense of urgency to be a good recruiter, but you also were forgiven a lot before in the market because not everyone was going do. In a candidate-heavy market, everyone is trying to move as fast as they possibly can because all of a sudden there's tons of competition. There's tons of really good candidates available. Clients have more power right now. So you have to move quickly. You have to get those messages out. You have to be very precise. That is another reason why recruiters fail, because recruiters are still using their same messages that they were using before. You can't do that. You have to be very precise, very open, very straightforward as to what opportunities you have for that particular candidate. Why are you sending that email or that in-mail going through LinkedIn? Why is that message going out? Be precise. Don't be lackadaisical about things. Don't be like, are you kind of looking? No, it's a candidate-heavy market. They're looking, and if they're not, they're thinking about looking. Send it out. Another reason why recruiters fail goes back to the relationship. So like we were talking about, to be a good recruiter, you have this great relationship with your candidates, with your clients, with everyone you talk to. That's great. But again, not something to get used to, because in a candidate-heavy market, you are a little less important. I'm not saying that what you're doing is less important. It's just to the candidate themselves, because they're a little chaotic in their head. They're trying to get that job really quickly. They have new challenges that they didn't think about before, new competition they didn't think about before. So they might really like you as a recruiter, and you still need to stand out and have those moments with them and try to connect. However, you're going to be forgotten really fast if you don't have that right job for them. That's just the bottom line. And so what I've noticed even in my own firm and how we have focused so much on developing relationships, that I have recruiters that work at techies being like, I hate that I don't have a relationship with these candidates. They're just kind of like, they don't even remember my name, or they don't even, it's just like there's all these things moving. And that's just normal in a candidate-heavy market. Do not take it personally. And that is why recruiters fail, is because they do take it personally. It's not about you, it's about them, and it's not their intention to forget about you, to not show you the common courtesy that they used to. It's just, they're a little frantic, and you have to understand where they're also coming from as well. So another reason why recruiters fail, they're in a candidate-heavy market, is because they don't have enough clients. So I think that as most recruiting companies have seen, clients are like, whoa, there's all these candidates here. We can handle this. And so they're letting a lot of their recruiters go. And it's a little scary, right? I mean, we're kind of going through it ourselves. However, that doesn't mean that you have to fail. It just means that you have to, the clients that you do have, that relationship, you got to hold that tight no matter what. You also have to show your value. That's another reason why recruiters fail. It's because their value is not shown to the clients. You know, you have to be well organized for them. You have to give great candidate feedback, great candidate notes. You have to, again, fight between getting close to a candidate, knowing the information, and then also making sure the client knows that that's where that value comes from. That as a good recruiter, you are going to get all that noise away from them and make it really easy for the client to still hire. Because just because it's a candidate heavy market does not mean it's any easier for the client. In fact, it might be a little bit harder just because there's so much going on, and it's like, you know, I don't know, I relate it to wedding dresses for some reason, but it's like you see all these beautiful wedding dresses, you want to try them all on, and you think you have all the options in the world, and then you realize that as you're trying on that doesn't work, that's not as cool, that doesn't look as great on the rack, it's too expensive. The same thing, you know, happens with clients, and that they think that they're the almighty, therefore the clients are not selling their companies as well. So there's a lot of things that does break down during a candidate heavy market. And as the good recruiter, the one that does not want to fail, you have to block the noise. You have to still sell even more so, because that's what's important now. And again, with the relationships, you do what you can, but in no means do you get upset about not making that connection. Because what's really cool, and what I can tell you, is in candidate heavy markets, when you are having something like this crazy thing that's happening right now that no one saw coming, once you do land them that job, they will remember you forever, and you will get those referrals forever. So that's another thing that I do want to add, and I should have added in the mix of this, is referrals. Just because someone that's not interested gets back and sends you a nice message doesn't mean you just ignore them. Well, they're not interested. A recruiter is not looking for the next shiny penny. I know that's a lot of sales tactics. This is not recruiting. You need to know that you made that warm connection with that person. They got back to you. You now ask if they have any referrals. We offer a referral bonus. I definitely agree that that's something you should do. We do that. Or at least just say, you know, keep in touch, you connect on LinkedIn. You're still keeping these warm connections and you're doing that extra mile. It's just you have to figure out how to automate yourself as much as possible. And, you know, a lot of you can send the same responses to the same people. And that's not like you're being thoughtless. You are being thoughtful. It's just you're being fast at it. So, all right, I hope you really enjoyed this, because I feel like I can go on and on because it gets me really excited. I don't know if you can see like my goosebumps and stuff, but it reminds me of when I first started. So candidate heavy market, you guys can really succeed, but there's a lot of things that recruiters do that will fail. So don't be that one. Definitely ask me some questions. Happy to answer anything, whether it's through LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever. I will see you every Thursday at noon. Like, subscribe, and do not forget that money is just a vessel that gets you to do all the wonderful things that you want to do. Go live your life. See you next week.